In this video, I'm going to show you how I do a quick color correction to my studio shots. So we're going to come over here to the Develop tab. And first thing I do is look at my histogram. I can tell by eyeing it up that the exposure is pretty close to where I'd like it to be, but on this particular one, I want to just turn up my exposure a little bit, maybe my shadows just a little bit. Exposure's a little too high there. And we see how the baby has a white shirt on. I'm going to just turn down my highlights just to bring back some of that detail. And then I'm just going to do a little noise reduction just to do a little smoothing over it. And then I'm going to constrain crop just to straighten it up a little bit. Sometimes the constrained crop works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you're going to want to manually go in there and do it. And I can tell I still have a little bit of a backdrop showing up here. So I'm going to hit this tool here that's going to let me crop it in just a little bit to get rid of that. And I'm going to center this up how I'd like it, maybe just a little bit more. Just run it around real quick. And then I'm going to add a little vignette to it. Vignette's just going to make them pop out a little bit. You can kind of eye up your color balance. I don't think I'm going to warm it up here anymore. I'm just going to leave it just the way I shot it, because usually in the studio everything's set up. You shouldn't have to do a lot of editing to a studio shot. And then what I'm going to do next, I'm going to apply this to all of the pictures. So I'm going to select them and I'm going to click sync. You're just going to want to check up here and make sure that everything that you want to sync is check marked. And you're going to hit synchronized. And that's going to apply that to all of the photos. But then you're also just going to want to you're still going to want to check them just to make sure, you know, specifically in my situation, whenever I have someone sit on the floor, I might need to turn up the exposure a little bit on those photos. So just kind of eye the rest of them up, make sure they look good, and that's how you do a quick edit to some studio shots.